Hey, welcome to Digging into the Bible. My name is Jim Barnard. This is a production of Tiller Coaching. Can you hear the gusto in my voice? Because it's there, it's real, it's ripe, it's thick. All right, it's day 81. We made it. This is the end. I'm so excited. Thank you for joining me on this journey. This adventure through the book of Matthew has been just amazing. I've enjoyed it so much. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Matthew leaves us with one little section left, and it is the Great Commission. So we shouldn't waste time. Let's go ahead and dig in. This is Matthew chapter 28, starting at verse 16. Now the 11 disciples went to Galilee, to the mountain to which Jesus had directed them. And when they saw him, they worshipped him. But some doubted. And Jesus came and said to them, All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always, to the end of the age. All right, what a great section to close out this book. And I want to just share a story. There was one time that me and my buddy Dave went out and had a cup of coffee. We were at Starbucks and we were sitting at the back of the store. And this gal comes and sits down next to us at this next table over, and it is just painfully obvious that she is listening to every single word that we have to say. And that's annoying, but it's fine, whatever. We're not going to change what we're saying. We're not going to, be weirded out by it. It's fine. Who cares? So at some point, like in the midst of sharing stories and catching up, she stops us and interrupts and says, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm listening into your conversation, and really? You are? She's like, it seems like you guys are believers. Are you guys Christians? And we're like, yeah, we are. And she starts to share with us how she had just moved to Denver to volunteer at this new church, and she's just all about it, and she's super excited, and she's telling us all about it, and then she's like, hey, I'm just so curious. What are your thoughts about Matthew chapter 28, verses 16 through 20? And Dave and I look at each other and we're like, it's pretty neat. Like, it's cool, right? It's real cool. Like, what are you talking about, lady? Like, should we know off the top of our head what that verse reference is? Like, man, maybe we're like terrible Christians. We can't think of it. And so finally I just kind of fess up. I'm like, what part of those verses are you talking about? I'm like playing coy, like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, I'm talking about the Great Commission. That's the part I'm talking about. And she was so rude. I was like, oh, like, why didn't you just say that? Like, what do you think of the Great Commission? Why are you making us look like bad Christians? So we're like, yeah, man, that's what it's all about, I guess. Like, it was just so odd. I mean, honestly, Dave and I joke about this to this day. We will call each other and ask, hey, what do you think about random verse references? And it's so funny. Anyways, I have thoughts about the Great Commission because it is the thing that Jesus leaves us with here in this gospel. Like, everything's building up to the cross and to the resurrection. And then Jesus, before he descends up to heaven, he leaves us with this. This is the most important thing. He has made disciples himself, and now he's saying, go therefore and make disciples, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. And that's what it's about. This is why he came, and this is why he's leaving us to go and do the same thing. And, every time I did one of these podcasts, I started it the same way with the same cadence. And I'm like, and this is a production of Tiller Coaching. And I got to be honest, like, I could have just done a podcast and be like, hey, guys, it's Jim. But the reason that I did this was that the reason that Tiller exists is to make disciples. But I didn't just want to make broad disciples. I wanted to intersect with people that were in the midst of an expectation gap, because I believe that those people that are hurting, that are suffering, that are just in the thick of it, those people, if they can overcome the expectation gap and put their trust wholly in Jesus, man, they are going to become the best evangelists for Jesus, because of what they've overcome. And I just think that there's that dynamic that is so real in our lives. And so I'm getting the opportunity through this ministry to make disciples. And I just think of disciples that are just so desperate for Jesus, and it's awesome. Like, honestly, this year, this podcast is ending on the last day of 2020. Such a junky year, but at the same time, man, for me, what a great year. This has been an amazing year. I've gotten to baptize 5 people, one of which was Anderson, my son, and I was hopefully going to get to baptize him anyways. It wasn't any direct coaching that I did through Tiller. It was just me being, the best dad I could be. But 4 other people I got to baptize out of this ministry this year in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And they are sold out for Jesus now. And I've put them to task. Go out and coach other people and show them their expectation gaps and help them overcome them. And they are doing the gig, man. And I'm so pumped about it. I could not be more proud. So with that, I don't know what your thoughts of the Great Commission are, but my thoughts are it's vital, and it's a privilege to be able to serve other people by doing this mission, the Great Commission. So with that, thank you for joining me on this journey. I really appreciate it. It's been so good for me. I don't know if I'll do another season or not. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. But until then, I'll just leave you with thank you, thank you, thank you. You're far too kind. I hope to see you next time. Take care.